It's how to create this complete SaaS product that you can sell from between 5 to 10K. The way it works is that leads go to this page. They want to get a valuation of their SaaS product, but you can literally build this in whatever industry. Fitness coaching could be a custom fitness program. Debt consolidation could be a custom get out of debt plan. Solar, it could be a solar quote, etc. What then happens is that the lead goes through this flow. They write in how much their company are doing. They write in their profit in this example. They then choose what kind of SaaS business they have. They then fill in their name, email address, and phone number, and they then get a custom valuation to them for how much their SaaS business are worth, where they afterwards can book a free consultation. But what will also happen is that we will get this information and we will add it to our high-level account. And all of a sudden, we have a lead. This is called an AI lead magnet. And in this video, I'll show you how to build it completely from scratch using no-code platforms like V0. What if I told you that with the tools that you have access to today, you can literally create anything that you want, any app that you can imagine. And this is really what's going to take your AI business to the next level. This is some of the things that I have created myself. I created a habit tracking app for my school group. I did that in a couple of hours. I created a full AI agent app that's currently making $60,000 a month, only using AI tools with no previous coding experience. Created custom quizzes that uses AI to give answers on what supplements to use, custom website widgets, and way more. And the reason that someone like me that dropped out of university, never studied computer science or coding whatsoever, can go in and build things like these are because of the tools that we have access to today. And if you run an AI agency and you haven't already learned these tools, then you're already falling behind. So this video will be a full masterclass of how to actually use these no-code AI tools. I'll create a full application just to show you how to use them. And to do that, I'll use V0 as the front end, and I'll use make.com as the backend. And then I'll show you how to use Vercel to actually take your project and host it on a live website. And I'll do it all in front of your eyes so you can learn exactly from me and just follow me one-to-one, because that's the way you're going to learn these AI tools the fastest way possible. If you learn this, then you go from having an AI agency where you can only create automations on the back end to actually where you can create things and you can create applications for your customers, where the perceived value is just so much higher. They know that creating a software can be worth 10, 20, 50K. And the perceived value from your services will just skyrocket. I'll show you what we will be building, and I got inspired by acquire.com, which is a marketplace where you can buy and sell startups, mostly SaaS companies. Up in the top right corner, they have free SaaS evaluation. They have a free SaaS valuation, and if I click get free valuation, it pops up with this. I can then write in my email and my name and then it asks for some information about what my company is, like it's a SaaS platform. The startup is called buildmyagent.io. Country is incorporated in the US. Monthly yearly revenue would then be $60,000 times 12. And from that, there's about $500,000 in profits. I want to sell eventually. Then it loads and it creates a valuation for how much this startup is worth. And this is obviously a bit inflated, but what it makes me want to do is book a call with them. And this is called a lead magnet. They can advertise this. They can say, get your free SaaS valuation on their webpage, which now they have my name, they have my phone number. They can now reach out to me. They can send emails to me. And all of a sudden I'm a lead in their system. This is actually quite easy to build, and I'll show you exactly how to build the front end, that takes this information. And I'll show you how to build the backend that actually can capture the information and insert it into something like high level, where we can actually store the information. The first thing I'll do is that I'll head over to ChatGPT and I'll get it to describe this in MVP terms. I want to create a lead magnet for a free SaaS valuation. The lead will fill in their revenue, profit, kind of business, type of business is more accurate. What else did we fill in? Name, phone number, email. And I actually think a better way of doing it is like right now, Acquire gets the name and email first. You should get this afterwards. You want to give value first. That's going to get you more engaged leads. Name, phone number, email at the end. Something like this. The lead magnet should then calculate how much the industry average of a company like this is worth and provide the results back to them. Describe, create a detailed description for V0 for how to create this company's worth and provide the lead manager to calculate how much the industry average of a company like this is worth and provide the results back to them. Just like that. Let's see if there's anything I want you to instruct it. To include a lot of animations, make it look modern and enterprise. Let's see what it cooks up. So this is really good. I want to copy this entire thing and I'll insert it into a new project on V0. So I'll create a new chat and I'll insert this. I'll add the large model and I'll insert it just like this. And then I'll also get it to create the logic. Can you please create the logic that can calculate this? Thank you. Create a detailed description for how V0 can include this logic. There we go. So now I copy this logic for the SaaS valuation and I give that to our V0 agent as well. So now it has everything it needs in order to be able to create this. So I just hit. We can also include what kind of like styling we want, like make it dark blue and actually make it dark mode and blue. Let's see what it cooks up. That is weird. It didn't create the actual, it created like a plan for it. It didn't create the actual code. So I'll try and refresh it. And this happens sometimes. You just gotta create a new chat and then do the exact same thing again. So just copy in the prompt. we needed to actually create the code. There we go. Now you can see it actually starts creating the code. And you can see it's creating all of the individual files for us. And now it wants us to install Supabase. So we just click accept and create. I'm just going to choose the free plan. Just call it company valuation lead magnet. And we click done. Now we run the Supabase. So we literally just follow the instructions in the chat. And now we can go back to it. Start free SaaS valuation. Annual revenue, let's say $700,000. Annual profits, $500,000. Type of business. You can see here it already fucked up. So that's something we can fix. We say it's an AI SaaS. Fill full name, write in something random. Get my valuation. This is to be expected. You can see it says $0 SaaS valuation, which isn't true. So what I'll do is that I'll paste just this in, paste it into the chat. Just tell it gives a $0 valuation no matter what. Please fix the logic to I instructed you in, like this. So you might have to iterate a bit on the product. If there's anything you want to change, like the colors or the fonts, you can also literally just tell it in the chat how you want to change it. You can see now it updates the animated counter. So let's try again. Just gonna write in the exact same. You can see now it gives an accurate SaaS valuation. This is an industry standard estimate based on the data you provided. And then it allows us to book a free consultation. But right now this link doesn't actually go anywhere. So what we could do is we can go in and we can create a calendar link. Just create a new one-to-one, call it SaaS valuation meeting. 30 minutes. You can set your availability. We don't want to do that now. Then click create. And then I share the link and I can give it. So I just say for the book free consultation button, please link to this calendar. Just like that. Right now it's saving our information, name and phone number and email in Supabase, which is a database. But let's say we also wanted to add it to a CRM. I'll show you how to do that. Now, if I go through this again, you can also see this. We also need to fix that. And if I then click book a free consultation, now I can see it goes to this meeting right here, which is perfect. Now we already have a lead magnet that will book appointments automatically because people are going to see this. This is what my software is worth. Let me book the free consultation. But we want to make sure if we actually want to sell this, and if you want to sell it for more than like a couple of $1,000s, you will need to make sure that it actually works like intended. So let's see if we can fix this bug that pops up with the dialogue. This one. So if I try and fill this out and then instantly click on it, see, it still happens. The error happens if the SAS valuation isn't fully loaded. And I click on the drop down, then it shows up in front the drop down. A fix could potentially be that the drop down loads after the dialog. So the issue right now is that if I fill in this and then I click next and I instant click on this, then sometimes I can manage to click it so the drop down goes behind this dialog right here in this div. Let's see if it can fix it. So you can see the way it wants to solve it is include a cover in front of the form for 300 milliseconds so they can't click the drop down. Let's see if I can fuck it up again. Go fill this out and instantly click on it. You can see it still happened. And it doesn't happen the second time. So if I click refresh up here, I can try it again. Just go to the just refresh this, it's gonna load the regular one. So if I try again, you can see it still happens, this weird bug. Bug still happens. I can still click on the drop down. It instantly. It's actually good that we have a couple of bugs, then you can see how I think about fixing it. Because when you start coding with AI, you're gonna have a lot of these bugs. See, now it tries to fix it again. Let's see if it works this time. I click on it again, go through the exact same, instantly click on it, still happens. Sometimes this will just like loop over and over and over and try and fix itself. It's about being creative. I'm gonna do this. Instead of a drop down here, make it 4 button cards. 5 button cards. Include an image, an icon. Make it look pro. So I'm literally just gonna remove this drop down because it's bugging out, and I'm gonna fix it by, oh, the back button doesn't actually go back. I'm gonna fix it by removing the drop down. Let's see how it looks. There we go. That looks even better, doesn't it? So if I click this, click next, it goes to the calendar. Nice. There was one more bug that I found, which is that if I click back, it actually doesn't take me back. You can see if I click back, it just, oh, here it does. Here it doesn't. Oh, never mind, it works. That's a high SAS valuation right there. All right, cool. Now we have a working lead magnet. The one thing I want to add now is that when it triggers, instead of adding it to Supabase, I think that's what it added by default, I want to trigger a webhook. So I'm actually going to say, instead of the Supabase integration, remove that. I want to trigger a webhook with this information instead. Then I'll go head over to make, and I'll click on create a new scenario. And I'm gonna call it from SAS lead magnet to high level. Well, let me explain. So we will create a webhook, just a custom webhook like this, add it. And then we'll copy it, click save. I'll then go back and I'll insert this webhook. So include the lead information here. Because then what will happen is that when they book, when they fill in the information, I want to trigger this webhook to go directly to this flow right here. So let's see if we can make that work. There we go. So let's see if it works. I'm going to trigger this webhook and I'm going to go through the flow once again. Phone number, etc. I'll click get my valuation. And then you can see it triggers with all of the information that I filled in. That's pretty cool, huh? Because this means that we can now create, inside of Go High Level, we can create a contact. So if I go inside of High Level, by the way, if you are a member of the 1%, then inside of Classroom, you can get unlimited free high-level accounts. Just so remember to use that. And I then head into Settings and Business Profile, and I create the API key like this. I can then in Backend to make, and I create a new module that creates a contact. I call it SaaS valuation. Insert the API key, click Save. It says this sometimes, you just have to click Save and then you need to load it again, and you can see it now it loads successfully. I can then insert the email, I can insert the phone number, I can insert the name like this. I can click Save. If I wanted to save the other information as well, like business name, URL, whatever else you want to, like company name, I could insert the business type. I can make custom fields for all of this and then insert it into the CM. But for now, I just want to show you how it works. If I then click run once, write this, and I then refresh it to go through it again. Start free valuation, let's say $1,500,000. It's a SaaS B2C, name, phone number, get my valuation. You can see it generates a valuation. I click book free consultation, it takes me to the calendar, but it also triggered this right here. You can see it triggered the newest one. And if I then head into High Level, inside of contacts, you can see this new contact has just been created. I can now reach out to this contact and I've generated a lead. The cool thing about this is that you can install this for companies, just like they have this one on acquire.com. Acquire.com is a huge business, by the way. There's obviously a reason they have this, is because it generates them leads. So the way it works is that instead of just running ads directly to a lead form, they run the ads to a lead magnet instead. And the important thing is that this lead magnet needs to provide value. Like our lead magnet, for example, calculated how much the company is worth based on industry average. Provide value. And what this will do is that, let's say they have a, 2% click-through rate on the lead form, and they then have a, 10% people that fill out the lead form. Now you will have a 10% click-through rate and a 20% lead form, for example, which when you multiply these up, is like a crazy return. I'm not going to do the math. I'm not that good at math, but you get the point. So adding a lead magnet can multiply the conversion like crazy. You can build an entire business around creating lead magnets like this, because the perceived value, even though it didn't take me more than an hour to make, is huge because it is custom coded. And you can create a lead magnet for every single client. You can sell this for upwards of 10K because it's going to be worth that. If they are spending, let's say, 10K a month on ads, adding this lead magnet could multiply their results like crazy. And that's exactly what you want to provide. You want to provide an AI solution that just multiplies their response, like that just crushes. So now we have this. Let me show you how to actually deploy it. If I click, you click the share button top right, and then you click publish and you click deploy to production. And you can see sometimes it says some deployment warnings. You can fix those with V0 like this. It'll basically just fix the build errors or the things that needs to be fixed before it can be published. There we go. And then I can just click deploy to production, and now it will deploy, and I can actually get a deployed version of this. And now it's live. If I click visit site, you can see we have this saasvasil.app domain, but it's actually live now. Now you can go to this website and you can see this SaaS tool, which is pretty fucking cool. What I can then do is that I can create this as an iframe, so I can actually install this on my own website. So if I go to create a new ChatGPT window and I say, can you please create this as an iframe? And I insert the URL. It is a lead magnet, and I will install it in the middle of my website. It'll then create the iframe for us, just like this. So I can take this iframe, I can head over to where I have my website. Let's say I want to install it to my shiny.ai website. This is the website for my AI agency. I can then head over. This is hosted on high level. I can then head over to this right here. I can go to sites, go to my main website, shiny website right here, and click edit. And let's say I want to embed it right in the middle of this, right? I can then search for code, insert a code field right here, insert the code that I've created, click save, click publish. If I then go to Shiny AI like this, it didn't update yet. There you have it. Find out what your SaaS is worth. Pretty cool, right? Let's say I want rounded corners. I can get ChatGPT to do this. Can you please do rounded corners? Gives me a new iframe script. Just go in and I update that. This. Publish it. Sure that it's published. Now I can see it has rounded corners. Doesn't really fit with my website, but you get the point. You can customize the styling on this to fix the client's website that you're installing it on. And now it works. If you have any questions to how to build this, then make sure to drop them in the comments below. As always, have a wonderful day. I hope it was valuable. Peace.